NBC27 Digital Now Center. This is Beyond the Forecast with your most accurate local meteorologists.
Well, hi, everybody. It is Wednesday, and today's Beyond the Forecast will focus on more humidity and some thunderstorms later today. And we're going to look ahead and see if we can break this humidity anytime soon. Spoiler alert, I don't think we will, unfortunately. Let's get started here as we look at Boiling Springs. It's a nice morning again, lots of sunshine, but man, it's hot and humid, and that's the one thing we cannot seem to shake. The heat and humidity. There are a few clouds around, even a couple of showers trying to develop over the mountains off to our west this morning. Most of us are going to stay dry for a good part of the day. It's our southern and eastern counties we are concerned about as we move into this evening. Temperatures already in the mid-70s. And yes, the dew points are high. We cannot get a break from dew points being in the 70s. I don't think that we will anytime soon either, unfortunately, as we continue to deal with this heat and humidity. We're going to talk more about it coming up, and the extended forecast does not look promising if you want a break. Here is Waynesboro in Franklin County. Today's highs will be near 90 again, probably just shy of it. We had 91 yesterday and 91 on Monday and Tuesday, both days at 91. Today, likely just shy of 90 degrees. So we have this Bermuda high, and the reason why that's important is we call it a Bermuda high because it sits offshore near Bermuda here, but what happens is it's pulling in moisture from the Gulf and from the Atlantic, and it's just driving it northward across the East Coast. And then usually on the outer edge of the high, where we see this here, that's where we get these thunderstorms to develop, and that's where we've been sitting. And unfortunately, a lot of times these high-pressure systems just sit there, and so they create an air mass and a weather pattern that is hard to break, and that's what's happening to us here over the coming weeks. Now, you'll notice, and I do want to point this out, where is most of the activity this afternoon? Baltimore, D.C., South Jersey. It is not over top of us. Okay, so I think we get most of the afternoon in dry. Watch what happens this evening, though. Then we get some showers and storms to begin to lift in. Now, nothing looks that impressive to me. I'm going to take you through the high-resolution models, but again, so far from what I'm seeing is that these are going to be pretty much garden variety storms. But if we do get some training over the same area with heavy rain, then we will become more concerned with flash flooding. Always a possibility when dew points are this high, and this does linger showers into the overnight. So keep that in mind. And then both Thursday and Friday will offer sunshine, hazy. It will be humid both days with just the outside chance for a pop-up storm because of the humid environment. But let's go to the model world here. And I'm going to take you there in just a second. Sorry, still getting my bearings here. Let's go to the model world. And I want to show you the high-resolution models. Here's the NAM model. And let's take you through to see what this says for this afternoon and this evening. Notice again, where is all of the moisture? It is pretty much off to our south. However, this does bring in a few showers and storms across our southern tier, but it also lifts them into the Harrisburg area into the evening hours, and then it lingers them into tonight. Nothing there that's overly concerning. And again, much like Precision Cast, it still has the outside chance for a shower or a pop-up storm around Thursday and Friday. Let's go to the HRRR now. And again, this model, always a good one for high-resolution stuff. I'll frame it up for us nicely here so we can focus on Central PA. What does this have to say about today? Again, it's later in the day, it looks like, but this also shows some storm development now over our region. But again, where's the heaviest rain? It remains to our south. So, the National Weather Service does put our southern tier counties in a flood watch for later. I'm just not sure I see that happening given the data that I'm looking at. So it's just a watch. It doesn't mean that anything is going to happen. And I would be hard-pressed to say that I think it will happen based on the data that I'm seeing. So it's something to keep in mind, though, as we look forward. Here is that flood watch chart from the National Weather Service, and they're only highlighting 3 counties, which I think is probably for the best, given the fact that most of the rain looks to be south of us. And quite frankly, I'm not even sure Adams, York, and Lancaster should be included here, just based on the latest trend in the data. But it's just a watch. So let's see how this plays out. hopefully we don't have to worry about it. And right now, I don't think that we will. If that changes, we'll let you know. And if any counties in the region would be susceptible to flash flooding today, it would be Adams, York, Lancaster counties, those counties in the south and east. Here's the rainfall from yesterday, and you'll notice the average accumulation was only 0.6 of an inch. That's not bad. If we zoom into a box here, the higher amounts were actually found in northern Dauphin and parts of Perry County yesterday. And in this region that actually had the flash flood warning, only 0.9 of an inch on average fell. It was really down here across southeastern Lancaster County where they had some copious amounts of rain. So that would be another area that would be susceptible to flash flooding today. And let me see if I can clear that out here for you so that we can take you down there. This region across Quarryville, Drewmore, some of this region would be more susceptible, I think, to perhaps getting some more rain today because they had between 1 and 2 inches of rain yesterday. So southeastern Lancaster County certainly would be an area to watch later. And again, the hard thing with these high-resolution models is they certainly are all hinting that there's going to be a region that sees maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain. Look at that thin stripe there. But is it going to be that far north, or is it going to be more down here? We don't know until it sets up. So, a flood watch for those counties, I guess that's fine. Will it actually occur? I don't know. To me, the activity seems like it's going to be mainly south of our region, but that's why we kind of watch and wait. No forecast is perfect. But if I had to pinpoint any counties that would be susceptible, it would be Adams, York, and Lancaster counties for that flash flooding later, if it occurs. Temperatures will dip into the 70s tonight after being in the upper 80s this afternoon. And once again, we remain humid here through Thursday. Each day is going to bring the chance of a pop-up thunderstorm. So the extended outlook, and I want to point this out too, keep an eye. This is atmospheric moisture, high dew points, high water content. Keep an eye on this region right here across the mid-Atlantic. Notice how we stay in the green. That means high moisture content. Today, watch us try to break into the brown colors. We can't do it. Through the weekend, Sunday, Monday, look at that. Can we do it next week? Ooh, we try, but I just don't see it happening. All the way through next week, that humidity sticks around. Notice the dew point chart. It's going to stay humid, my friends. I do not see a break coming, unfortunately. If you're like me and you want to break from this high humidity, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait quite a while. And each day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, will feature the chance of storms occurring, even into next Tuesday, because the front stalls out again. So just plan on humid afternoons with pop-up storms over the next week. 89 degrees today, partly cloudy, an evening storm or two in the southeast. Stray showers could continue overnight with lows in the 70s. And then you want to talk about stuck in the muck. I do think Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be mainly dry, but there still could be a pop-up storm. Sunday and Monday will be the next best chance for widespread thunderstorms. But again, let's take a moment. If you're like me, this is called Beyond the Forecast. So we want to dig a little bit deeper into what we're seeing. And one of the things we're seeing is that, could there be some hope for a cool down heading into the third weekend of July? Well, let's take a look at it here. And when we look at the model blend, there are signs that by July 18th and 19th, we get a little cooler. What about in the Euro? Yes, same thing. A little break coming July 18th, 19th, and 20th. But that's not this coming weekend. That's the next weekend. And now what I want to do is I want to take you through, and we're going to look at dew points. How long do these high dew points last? And I got to tell you, I don't know if you're going to like it. So let's pull up our dew point map here. And again, we're looking for dew points that kind of go down into the 60s a bit. And while there may be a frame or two that shows that, I'm taking you out. Here's this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Dew points remain at or above 70 degrees. Now we're into Tuesday of next week. Have you seen a break yet? I haven't. Let's take you through Wednesday. Now we're into mid-July. Look at these dew points. There is no relief in sight until perhaps, here's the following weekend. Finally, we can see some of that drier air pushing in here by, again, July 19th and 20th. So that would be in about 2 weeks or the third weekend of July. But that is a while from now. So be patient, everybody. We will get a break eventually, but most model guidance suggests it's not for another week and a half, 7 to 10 days, maybe beyond that. So again, more storms possible today. I think the flash flood threat is minimal. But Adams, York, Lancaster County should be on guard this evening. We should get through the afternoon okay. That's Beyond the Forecast for now. We will be back with updates as needed throughout the day.